Hello, everybody out in podcast world. In case you heard the background conversation, I've been having technical difficulties this morning with myself. So, welcome to the Unfuckwithable Woman podcast, or the Tough Woman podcast. We're going to dive into this real quick. My name is Ashley Ingram, your hostess with the mostest, and give me just a second to kind of catch up. Oh, the Unfuckwithable Woman podcast is here to help all you unfulfilled women become unfuckwithable women. If you are not an unfulfilled woman, then we help you just become more unfuckwithable, because what's better than that? So today's guest is one of my favorite people in the whole world, and I'm so excited for this. This wonderful woman that is with me is Alex Agresta. She is one of the co-coaches or co-founders of the Purpose Pioneers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She is my personal coach, one of my two personal coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And she is just absolutely phenomenal. I met Alex about 6 months now.
Yeah. I think back in November around Thanksgiving. Yeah.
6 months ago, I was looking for a mentor and a business coach going forward and growing out my own coaching business. And lo and behold, I was brought along into Alex's awareness.
Yes. Yes, so true.
And it has just been magical ever since. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to her and let her tell you a little bit about herself. And then we're going to dive into our topic, which, by the way, is bringing our purpose to the world. So
what an amazing topic. As you know, I'm like even in my purpose polo today. I got my logo on my shirt. So I'm like ready to go and talk some purpose. So thank you, Ashley, for having me. It's an honor to guide you and work side by side with you. And it's just so cool that through Aligned Action, now I'm on your podcast, right? We're going to speak on stages together. It's just infinite possibilities. Really is. So a little bit about me. I always like to start with my why, which is a big part about, why I do what I do at Purpose Pioneer. So my business partner and I, we came together and we committed to creating this world where people fully align what they do to make money with what they do to experience meaning and fulfillment. We really believe in that balance of purpose and profit, and we don't believe that you have to sacrifice one for the other. You can do something that is meaningful and authentic to you as your career path, and you can receive abundant amounts of money for doing so. So that is the world that we are set out to create. And our purpose is we empower purpose-driven coaches, just like Ashley, to really build their company from the ground up, or as we like to say, from the purpose up, because purpose is your foundation. Purpose is what makes your business work and last for a really long time and add such meaningful impact to the world. So we do that with the intention to empower these coaches to really build their company with ultimate clarity in what they stand for, in their values, their purpose, in what they're selling, confidence in themselves, and worthiness that they are championing this movement and that they can do it. And then, of course, with certainty, because we found that purpose is certainty. Purpose really just writes things like in the concrete. I'm thinking of like when people pour concrete, and like when I was little, I used to go and like write my initials. So I'm like somewhere in the sidewalks of Philly.
Oh my gosh!
But that's purpose. It's like a concrete stamp. It's certainty. It's everything. So that is what I'm up to in the world. And as you know, that's how Ashley and I got into each other's spheres, and it's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and I'm glad you say that, because purpose is actually what led me to you, because my whole purpose behind getting to you ended up being that I needed a mentor. Like I knew that I was going to need a mentor. So and I knew the moment I talked to Alex here that was it. Like, oh, finally.
Yes, but here's what's cool, Ashley, and we talk about this all the time in our coaching calls. We are magnets. Meaning when the right magnets with the same energy find each other, they're like, oh my God, this just makes so much sense. All the yes to all of this. So I think it was just a matter of time before you found your people, and you did. And we're here. And it's amazing.
Oh, yay. I'm really excited for this conversation. And yes, this is so just to give you guys an outline. Like I said, Alex is my coach. She co-founded and co-coaches with Thomas Waterman on the Purpose Pioneers. And we're going to go into that in just a second. Alex has been my coach now for about a month and a half. And I want to say this real quick because I feel like this is very important to put out there. for anyone moving forward in business, I feel like it's very important to find someone like Alex and Thomas who can really help transform you, because I want to give a little bit of a testimonial to them before we go forward and what they've done for me and just transforming everything. Since I've entered into the Purpose Pioneers with Alex and Thomas, it has literally been almost a 360-degree shift in my life and in my business. And I'm literally on the precipice. I like to put it the precipice of jumping off the cliff into just full blown like awesomeness. So for anyone out there who's thinking about coaching, especially if you're looking into a purpose driven business, definitely hit up Alex and Thomas. But also if you're kind of on the fence about taking that leap into coaching next, take the leap. It's completely worth it. I would have given any amount of money, time, whatever, to do this program. And yeah, so I'm so happy. So anyways, moving forward, Alex, tell us a little bit about what your I know you explained a little bit more, but if you will go into depth, what is Purpose Pioneers? And what is it that you guys, what is it that you guys bring out into the world? Obviously I know, but let my listeners know what you guys do.
Yeah. I think that's a really great question. And I think the main thing that we really want to bring to the world, that purpose is the center of all of our universes. And somewhere along the lines with societal structures and all these things that we're conditioned with, right? Like, Ashley, you help women overcome their self-limiting beliefs and habits that they've picked up along the way. So the same thing goes in business. Like, we've picked up these things, and while I do honor all the things that have happened up until now, I really think we're at this time in the world and society of awakening. Like, people are waking up. And it's not about, burning down the structures, right? Entrepreneurship is a structure. It's a structure to flow. It's a structure to receive money. It's a structure to impact people. So it's not about burning down the structure. It's about honoring it and empowering people to rise to the occasion and bringing it up into a higher frequency. So I know this is like super, a little bit spiritual right now, a little bit philosophical, but I just felt compelled to really share like the deep stuff of why we do what we do at Purpose Pioneers. And it's all about marrying this beautiful man-made structure of entrepreneurship and purpose, which is inherently in all of our beings. We are born with a unique purpose, and it's up to us not to find it, because we're born with it. It's already found. It's up to us to uncover it and nurture it our whole lives. So that is really like the deep, deep, deep answer of why we exist. And I just, like, Ashley, you see it, like, when we lead with purpose in business, life is magical. It is really amazing. Like, that is really what we're set out to do in regards to really this episode title of bringing your purpose to the world. We are just obsessed with marrying entrepreneurship and purpose. And we somehow figured out this balance and created more structures and systems and processes to make sense of purpose-driven business. That's where we started. It was very lofty. People didn't really get it. They're like, what is this thing? Like, you guys have great energy, but like, what are you doing? So we realized this is the balance of structure and flow. So we had to bring structure to these philosophical ideas and stoic ideas and the spiritual part. So we really systematize purpose. That's how we frame it. Like, we're like, we want to make this lofty, pie in the sky thing that we all have real and tangible. And the moment that we did that, that's when now coaches and other entrepreneurs that we've helped are empowered to go, wow, I can actually bring this thing that makes sense in my heart to life in a way that works, meaning impact is growing and money is flowing, meaning I can do stuff that's meaningful to me, and I can pay my bills, and I can feed my kids, and I can go on that vacation. It's literally abundance.
Yeah. And I was going to say on my side of it, and the moment I tapped into purpose, it even so much surpassed like the money aspect. Obviously that's important. We all want to pay our bills, but having that purpose and knowing what I'm here for has completely aligned me to people that I want to be around. Like, the right people that I want to be around are now flooding into my life. Like, literally, Alex has seen it happen with me.
Yes.
She's like on the fringe of it. And not only that, it gives me so much focus on what I'm doing. And the more that we dive into this, and the further I dive into purpose, the more I'm coming across people who are like, I want to know my purpose in life. And that's literally the same theme I see across everyone, whether they're spiritual or not, is I want to know my purpose in life. There has to be more to it. So we are, like you said, we literally are on this awakening of people going, okay, I know I have a purpose, and what is it? Because at the end of the day, we all do have this lovely purpose. It's what, it's figuring out what the purpose is. And I'm telling you, once you find that purpose, man,
it's like blast off. Well, you hit on something really awesome. You feel focused. And I think that's a huge part of living a purpose-driven life and running a purpose-driven business. It's focus. Purpose is due north. It's one beautiful aligned direction. Like I think about, like Ashley, when you came to us, you were definitely scattered, right? You got a lot of things going on. It's like, I want to do all this stuff, and you're not the first. A lot of people that come to me are all over the place. They're a hot mess. And it's because they don't have they have their purpose, but they don't have the clarity and the articulation, right? They don't have the words to say, oh, this is what I'm doing, that now it makes sense. So that's why not only is it important to uncover it and feel it, but the next step, so we can fit in these structures that we've created in this world, is to articulate and use the power of our words. A beautiful example is a podcast, being able to, like Ashley in the beginning explained, this is the A to B transformation that I take women through. This is why I do what I do. So we also found another gap in the market or the world of business and coaching, that people aren't fully empowered to articulate the beauty of their purpose. It's just this thing that makes sense inside of them, and then it just stops there. So I'm super passionate about speaking, purpose, purpose speaking.
Tell you, it's going to be a way of speaking one day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of public speaking, purpose speaking. Oh.
Hey, but yeah, no, I know, like you said, and I'll touch real quick. And when I came into the program, I was like, I want to do all this great stuff and this female-driven paradigm shift. And I was just all over the place, and I want to do all this. And I know that that's going to come, but especially in the last few weeks, what tapping into my purpose and really digging deep into the program that I'm in with you guys has allowed me to realize is that what I need to focus on at this moment. All that stuff is going to come. I know it's going to come, but what I need to do is certain things to begin with to get there. And the shifts that come from realizing that everything is going to happen when it's supposed to happen, and this is where I'm at the moment, allows me to really focus 100% of my energy. Because before you guys, I was like, okay, I kind of have an idea, and then I was going to, all those entrepreneur groups that are like, we're going to help you with this, this, and this, and I'm like, well, I want to build 5K, I want to do 5K in 30 days, but I don't even know what it is that I'm coaching on yet. Like,
exactly.
Great. But what am I doing first? Like, I needed, so yeah, figuring out my purpose gave me so much foundation for the rest of it. So
yes.
It's.
You explained that beautifully. And this is what I talk about all the time. When someone commits to their purpose and using a system like ours, it's all about laying the foundation to build your house, right? Like someone on our coaching call today, another Ashley, actually, two Ashleys joined they're my Ashley twins. They joined like 2 days apart. It was awesome. She was like, without purpose, it's like building your house on sand. And I was like, oh my God, yes. And another analogy I use, it's like building your house from the roof down. It literally doesn't work. It will fall. There's literally nothing to put the roof on. Mm-hmm. So purpose is the foundation to, Ashley, to what you're saying, to receive abundance. I think we get excited because entrepreneurship is so exciting. It's a beautiful structure. I think we get excited of like, I want to make this amount, and I want to do this, and I want to be on that, and I want to help everyone. And that mentality is it's so naive in a good way. It's like cute naivety, because that is, to me, that's just that short-term excitement. But if we want to do this with like real intention, that's when we need to go retreat and go back and go, okay, how can I be patient? How can I be wise? How can I really build this in a way that will work? Because also, we're in the infinite game. Like, this never ends, meaning there's no real destination. Because when we get there, what's our question? What's next?
Yeah.
So it's really a journey. We call it the purpose journey. So the more patient and wise we can be, that is when you can create space to actually build the foundation of something that's going to work for a long time.
And real quick, what's funny is, because I had a conversation with my mom, and I find this, and for anyone out there who might be struggling with your support group not understanding what happens when you walk into purpose, my family doesn't get it. And
Yeah.
they definitely talk to me out of love. They're like, well, they don't see certain results.
Right.
For someone who is tapped into purpose, it's like, you know what? It's okay. I'm right exactly where I'm meant to be. So having the purpose allows me to not only be very present in my journey and where I'm at, but to know where I'm at and believe in myself. So when those people come along, you know, those people that don't get it, but
Right.
it reminds me that it's not their job for them to get it. It's my job to just keep showing up. So it allows me, like I told my mom, she's like, well, what's happening with this? Like, Mom, I love you. I'm very happy that you're looking out for your daughter.
Yes.
You know, you're my mom. But yeah, I said, I'm doing exactly what I'm meant to do. I said, and it's happening exactly as it's meant to happen. And I'm thankful that nothing has happened any sooner than it has. Because, and Alex, you can testify this, I've literally had insanely monumental shifts since I've entered into the program.
Right.
You know, and what I thought were what breakthroughs were supposed to look like, you know, obviously clients and all that. The breakthroughs that I have had have been insane. And like you said, building that foundation, they have helped me build such an insanely strong foundation that I know I'm going to be able to build an even larger part of my purpose onto. So, yes. So
it's unshakable. It's you're building an unshakable, something that cannot be destroyed foundation. That's purpose. Purpose is matter. It's energy, meaning it cannot be created nor destroyed. So like that aligns with, we are born with a purpose, right? It's just, it is already there, and it can never be destroyed. Our purpose is dying. It's like screaming at us, like, please, like, unleash us to the world. We're ready to impact. And then so many people are like, no, stay down, stay away. I'm going to keep doing things that aren't aligned. And I'm over here like, what the hell do you have to lose? Honestly, we live in a world of so many options and so many things. Like, what the hell do we have to lose anymore?
Well, and I think I told you when the first time I ever talked to you, I said, I know what it is if I continue doing what I'm doing. I obviously know what that is. I've been doing this for a long time. I know where I'm going. I said, but you know what? I would rather not know and it be way better than because there's no expectations. I don't know what's going to happen, so I can't tie expectation into it. It's a complete unknown. So it could be completely way better than anything I thought. And speaking of Ashley and the whole we're born with a purpose, I think she was the one that pointed out that there's literally like this 1 in billions of odd chance of you actually coming together at the moment to actually create you and bring you into this world. So when you think about it from that massive perspective, like to think that the chances of you actually being born into this world are so insane, it's hard not to believe that you don't have a purpose. Like to look at it from that point.
like I love that. Like, okay, so I love having other Ashley because she's like the freaking textbook of purpose. She's like
Yoda, man.
She is. She has like the spiritual knowledge. We have the data. Like, it is so awesome to have her brain in the purpose sphere. But yes, like, we are born with this purpose, and the fact that we were like 1 in a quadrillion billion odds means that we were born with a purpose. We were intentionally put here. And I believe it's our duty as humans to build a loving relationship with the unknown, because that's where the F we came from. We came from a gaping black hole in the universe. Like, that's, I know, like, I'm very spiritual. For anyone that's religious, I honor all of that. But there's also the scientific part of it. Like, we literally came from matter floating around in a big black space of nothingness. So the fact that we were born from the unknown, it boggles my mind that so many people resist the unknown because it's magical in there. And if we just freaking leaped, everyone would see it, right? Like, you leaped and you're like, oh my God, I'm living my best life ever.
And speaking of leap, I remember when I came into this and I told you I'm going to create this female-led paradigm shift of healing women and then women going out and healing other women. So I'm going to tell you something real quick, Alex, and all my podcast people, of something I saw this morning. And this is why purpose is so insane, and it blows my mind when I see stuff like this, but to see it happen. So my whole thing is helping unfulfilled women become unfuckwithable women. So I help women empower themselves, and the whole thing behind it really is also a paying it forward type of thing. So my only real hope with that is that I empower other women so that they can go out and empower other women. So now what I'm seeing is, because my whole energy is based on unconditional love and just pouring love out into the world. So I'm always pouring love into these women. So now I have all these women pouring love into other women. And I have this thing. It's like a woman who heals herself, heals her mother, heals her daughter, and heals all women in the process. I see the same picture coming up in all these women that I'm now following. And they're like, let's build each other up. And I'm like, oh my, it gives me chills, because I'm like, that's my purpose, is to help women come together. And I'm like, to see it happen, I'm just like, it makes you realize you can't give up. If you know that that's your purpose, or what, and even if you don't know, like, I feel like everybody is almost obligated, and I don't like saying that because I don't want to tack anyone to a box, but find your purpose, because not even what it can do for you, but what it can do for the world. I mean, oh my gosh. Okay.
So I have like 3 nuggets there. So 1, when we collectively choose to live in our purpose, we change the universe for the better. It chemically changes because of our actions and our choices. So yes, Ashley, this is a very bold statement, but I do believe it is everyone's duty on the planet to carry out their purpose. Obviously, it's all different. Could be grandiose. It could be very small. But do things that are meaningful to us, because when we do that, we literally make the world better. Like, it could sound cheesy, but it's really true. Like, we are a universe made up of energetic matter. And like, think about like molecules, and how when molecules aren't vibing with the right things, like bad things happen. Right? That's us not living in our truth. And then bad things happen, like all the bad things that happen in the world, right? That is a result of people not living in their purpose. It's really cool. If we could dive into the biology and the science and the spirituality behind it, but it's true. So that's my one thought. And then second, here's what's really cool. So I see life as energetic frequencies. Like, think about going from K through 12 in school. Right? You advance to the next grade. So Ashley, when you choose to say yes to things that are aligned with your purpose, one of them was committing to this business and getting support that you needed, you now just bumped up to the next energetic frequency. So now, of course, you're meeting all these women because they were just at that next level. All you had to do was say yes in order to go, oh, okay, now you're going on to 5th grade. You're in 4th grade. Now you're going on to 5th grade. You passed, right? That's yes is like passing. And then we get to this new level and we're like, oh my God, where have they been my whole life? Oh, I just needed to say yes. Duh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you why that's funny, because in saying yes, sometimes saying yes also means saying no to things that are not aligned into your purpose. And knowing my purpose and what I'm here for makes saying no to things that aren't aligned to it that much easier. Like, I've been single now for 5 years, and I came to you at the beginning of this. I said I made the commitment to not date because I really wanted to put 100% of my energy into what I was doing, because I knew this was super important. I've literally been able to just knock off people, and it's not in a bad way, but it's like, you know what, this is not aligned to what I want to do. And every time I say no to a decision that is not aligned with my purpose, it's like you say, I level up to another yes. So every time I say no, okay, the universe goes, okay, you're ready for the next level, opens a whole brand new door. Like I just told you, I've just locked into like 3 or 4 amazing groups of women that I knew nothing about till after I said no to some things that were not aligned with my purpose.
Yes.
So it's insane.
We keep saying the word yes as we're talking about saying yes. So here's what's cool. Life is a beautiful both and. I talk about this all the time. Life isn't an either or. So it's not just about saying yes. It's about saying yes and no. So Ashley, I love that you touched on that, because I agree. In order to say yes to aligned things, we have to say no to misalign things, and that's okay. If there's a certain group of, and this I feel like will speak to, you know, your women that you empower, like if there's a relationship, if there's a group of friends, if there's a certain, you know, happy hour or event that you go to all the time and you're not vibing with it anymore, that's okay. That means you're growing in a different direction than those people, and that's okay. Honor that, right? I don't think we're meant to just meet one group of people and then stick with them for all like 80 to 100 years of our lives. We grow. We're like little sunflowers, meaning we blossom and we grow and we evolve, meaning people, what is that saying? People come into our life for a reason.
Yeah, like we all have seasons of our life and everything has a season to it. So
exactly, yeah. So if you're feeling yourself like, wow, I don't want to go to this thing, or I don't really want to hang out with that person anymore, honor yourself. Honor that feeling and take action. Don't keep doing the things that you don't want to do, because that is no good for anyone.
Yeah, and I tell you, the universe will deliver when you get in alignment and you go, okay, I'm meeting you. I like to say I meet the universe halfway, and the universe shows up for the other half. And once I meet him and I go, okay, I'm serious, this is where I'm at, the universe goes, okay, I'm going to deliver. And it's never this is why I don't tie expectations in it. I don't expect anything. I write the 4 agreements, no expectations.
Yeah. Amen. That changed my life.
I don't hold any expectations or assumptions to anything, and everything always ends up so amazing. Like even if I had expectations, it would far surpass any expectation that I ever had in my entire life. And it's just, woo! It's just,
okay. Got to go on a quick tangent about expectations. I love that you brought this up. Holy crap, sister. Like, you were literally, like, you were just waiting to find the purpose sphere. Seriously.
No,
you were blasting off into the universe. Oh, and for everyone listening, the purpose sphere is what we call our community. It's like the atmosphere, but the purpose sphere, where everyone lives and breathes their purpose.
And I will include links. We will, at the end of this, you guys, Alex will tell you where to find her, but I will also include links in the notes just in case anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Find you.
Well, yeah, we got to definitely give a link to the Facebook group. So if anyone feels inspired to join us, that would be wonderful. But going back to expectations. So here's what's really cool. And I'm not surprised you're so quickly on this journey, because you're operating from a place of unconditional love. Expectations are rooted in fear. So I used to be someone that put so many expectations on things, like with my friends, with my birthdays. I'm like, it all has to be this way. It has to be this way. Blah, blah, blah. And that disempowered me to live in the present moment and just go with the flow. If whatever happens, happens. So it's about releasing yourself of expectations, which are rooted in fear, and moving to simply setting your intention. So now on my birthdays, I'm like, I'm just going to live in the present and go with the flow. And I'm going to invite some people, but whoever shows up, I'm okay with that. So if one person shows up or 100, I'm okay with either. And I know that there's going to be magic in either experience. And that right there creates for present moment badassness.
Yeah, I released expectations when I came into this program, or right after, because I found that putting expectations on myself limited how I stepped into my own flow. And I know how I am now when I disconnect from that. I'm not, you've seen it. I go into a shell and I'm just like, I back off and I don't connect and I fight myself. So yeah, releasing expectations has literally opened me up in both business and personal to all kinds of relationships that I would have never even thought to have with women from all over the world. And it's just, it's insane. It really is. Oh my gosh. But all right. Cause I know that we're probably getting close to our time here.
we could go for hours. Thank God we get to talk like every day.
I know. Poor Alex. I blow her phone up sometimes. I go on my little tangents. Oh, they removed the hey, look at the universe speaking, Alex. They removed the 40-minute time limit.
No way. Are you serious?
I just got this message. It's like, are you loving it? We removed the 40-minute time limit. Here's your gift. Literally the universe.
Holy crap. We literally just made magic happen because we are currently living in our truth, and the universe granted us with more time to keep talking. Oh my God. This is everything we just said just came to life in this moment. Oh my God.
And you guys, I'm going to take just a second to tell you how monumental this is. Before we got onto this, it took me 30 minutes for us to get onto this call because I literally fought with Skype for 20 minutes and eventually, oh my God.
This is great. So then I'll finish the story because Ashley's freaking out. So Ashley's like, okay, we'll just do Zoom, but I only have I have a 40-minute limit because that's like the free account. So she's like, okay, we'll make sure we're good on time. I'm like, all right, we'll crush it in 40 minutes. So I guess it's approaching 40 minutes. And then Zoom just said, here you go. We love you. We're going to grant you with more time. Bada bing, bada boom, baby.
It's funny because had Skype not had happened, we would have been on Skype. But it's like, oh my God.
We wouldn't have gotten to experience the abundance.
Y'all, I can't. Okay.
Ashley's freaking out on the Zoom right now.
Because it's like I tell you, removing the expectations from all of it, literally, my mind, I stay in a state of awe. And this is where Ashley came in and she told me about this, the science behind being in awe and what it does for us. Every time that things like this happen, I'm just in awe. You know, I'm never not amazed at how the universe just works. Like,
we live in an expansive universe, right? So there are people that I've observed that, you know, I've heard things. This is really from like my hometown. Like, why is this happening to me? Like the victim mode. And then there's other people that I've observed. Like I always had this contrast. It was really cool that were like, life is amazing and I'm just going to go with the flow and like everything's happening for me. So, you know, we always have a choice. We can choose to believe like nothing's working in our favor, or we can choose, which is resisting, which is fear, or we can choose to be like, the universe loves me. The universe created me and I am its creation. Therefore, it has unconditional love for me. So why wouldn't it have my back? It's like a mother's love for a child. Like that's us with the universe. That's each creation with the universe. It's our parent. And they're like, we love you so much. Stop being a shithead and just go do what you love.
Well, it's like I tell people, I had a conversation with someone about that yesterday because they're like, why is life doing this? I said, man, you got to stop with that. I said, life happens. It's not that it's happening to you. Life doesn't wake up every day and go, you know what? I'm going to come in and I'm just going to F your day all to pieces, man.
Right.
No, right. I say, you know what? I said, you have to redirect it. And this is actually how I've been living my life now for, a year at least. Like, this is where the real shift comes, is not that why is life happening? Oh, what am I learning from this? Or, you know, it's not why is this happening to me? Okay, well, what lesson am I learning from this? Or what can I take from this? And Alex is the best witness to this. I am the quickest person to analyze a situation, take it internally, figure out what it is that I need to learn from it, and utilize that to expand my outer circumstances. And so I tell her, I love to go internally to expand externally.
It's the only way. It's the only way.
Oh my God, my mind's still like going. So, okay. So now that we have a little bit more time, I'm actually glad, because what I would like you to do is tell everybody, what is the Purpose Pioneers? Obviously, I am, and I love you guys, and I'm forever a Purpose Pioneer. Like, I think we already figured that one out. But yeah, tell my audience, my lovely audience, what is the Purpose Pioneers, and you know, what is it that you guys are bringing to this world? Because I think everybody needs to know this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I gave you like the super stoic and spiritual side, so I'll give you the tangible side. So I don't know if anyone caught on to this in the beginning, but I started with the world that we're creating, right? We believe in this world where people fully align what they do to make money with what they do to experience meaning and fulfillment. So that belief drove everything for us. So how we bring that to life is we've created this system, right? Remember we were talking about systematizing purpose. It's all about making the intangible tangible, and that I believe is just one of our gifts, and we really honor that. Like I can look at something and it doesn't make sense, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to move these things around, and then here you go, it's this beautiful little like equation, and it makes sense. So I am so grateful for that gift. I do believe I was born with that gift for a reason. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So we've created this system called the Purpose and Profit Alignment System. So this system really empowers you to, yes, build, have your impact and your income growing together at all times. But what it does is it empowers you to center your business around who needs what you have the most, right? So Ashley is getting so clear on the one type of woman that really is ready for her transformation, is ready to step into this. So what we found the system does is empowers you as the coach and the entrepreneur to release yourself of the I want to serve everyone syndrome and become focused and become clear and aligned, because that's what purpose does. So we call it the balance between purpose and empathy. So that's really the core intention of our system of, yes, you're doing meaningful things and you're serving a true need in the market, and you're serving someone who really actually needs this, and you're speaking directly to them in a way that makes them feel understood and like they've come home, right? That's how Ashley felt when she found us. She's like, oh my God, I'm home. And it's because I took the time in my business and my strategies and systems, all the things I was adopting, to make Ashley and the Ashleys of the world feel understood and supported by me. So it's that balance of I'm here I am, that's purpose, and then empathy. I'm listening and I'm observing. So this is a system that we teach in our coaching program, which lovely Ashley is in. And it's a journey. It's all about building the foundation of your business, right? You're not going to be a millionaire overnight. Like, that's crazy. And we know that because you can open yourself up to receive whatever amount of money and impact that you want in this world, contingent upon being wise and being patient and really building your company from the purpose up. So we bring that system to life through our coaching program, and we're actually diving into creating a course for people that aren't fully ready yet, or maybe people that don't even know they want to become a coach, just to get into this zone and start speaking this language and feel supported by a community. And then I do a lot of speaking, so I'm furthering what we call the Purpose First movement. So that's a big part of our business model of speaking this message, like this opportunity right now on this podcast. It's so important to keep articulating these thoughts in a way that get people inspired and want to take the next step with us. So that's the more tangibles of what we're up to at Purpose Pioneers.
Oh my gosh, so great. Yeah, no, when I met Alex, I've told her this 50 million times. I actually met her through a previous coaching client of hers. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jess Bubico, shout out to her. Kate, but
Jess, we love you.
I met Jess because, like I said, I was ready for a coach. I knew that was the next step. I had an idea what I wanted to do, but I wasn't fully clear on everything yet. And I talked to Jess first, and she's like, listen, I have these people, and I really think this one coach is really who's going to work for you better than what I'm going to do, because Jess is phenomenal. She is a spiritual coach.
Yeah,
right?
Spiritual coach and intuitive medium. So
yes.
she really helps people tap into their intuitive gifts, like connecting with people that have crossed over, really getting in touch with their intuition and tap into that more.
And I love her. She's the bomb.com. But so she's like, I'm going to hook you up with Alex. And literally, I think we emailed that day. And the next day we talked. And I tell Alex this all the time, not even a minute into the conversation, I think just hearing your energy through the phone, I was like, this is it. Oh my God. I knew it. I knew it.
No. Oh yeah. So so we talked first, and then I had you watch a training.
Yeah.
So I have a training that dives into our system so people can understand it before they join our program. And Ashley's texting me like, I want to speak like MLK. I'm going to do all this stuff. This is amazing. And I was like, holy crap, I love this woman already.
Oh man, and speaking of MLK, we talk about putting things out there, and I'm like Alex, I love to speak. I could talk about, especially like what I love to talk about, all my purpose stuff for hours on end. I could just go. And because of putting that intention, now I'm starting to get into speaking. So it's all lining into your purpose. I knew that I was going to speak, and the speaking engagements that I'm getting access to are putting me in front of with the one that I'm getting ready to go to here soon, which I've told you about, the Eris one. That's 100,000 plus women that I'm getting
access to,
exposure to, and like, woo!
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. Purpose is everything in your life. Imagine wanting to be a speaker and getting on stage and having no idea what to talk about, right? That's not a recipe for success for anyone. So purpose applies to absolutely everything. How you make decisions in life, with your family, with your business, with your kids, what you say when you get on stage, what you talk about in your podcast, what business you build. It's purpose is the foundation of absolutely everything, and it's up to us to figure out how it aligns in each category, if you will, in our life.
Yeah, and especially like you said with the podcast, if I didn't have a purpose to this podcast, I would probably come on here and talk about just whatever, and
right,
that none of it would fly.
like it's like cool, but it wouldn't stick. Like the women listening to your podcast would be like, I want her to be my coach so bad, but like I don't even understand what the hell she's talking about.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I yeah. Oh, that would be fun.
Purpose makes things sticky, meaning people, they want to come back for more. It lasts. People are like, oh, that makes sense. Tell me more. Without that foundation, it's just blabbing, right? And yeah, you might go down some cool rabbit holes. I'm not saying you won't, and it could be really cool, but I believe we have to do things really intentionally.
Well, and
to have a good outcome.
Like I tell people now, tapping into my purpose has allowed me to remove myself from the short-term gratification, that short-term gratification that I think we're all seeking, like the I want to make money right now thing. And it pushes my focus towards, okay, what's the long term? Because you know what? Yeah, I would love to have such amount of money right now, or I would love to have all this time freedom right now. But knowing that I have a purpose and that my purpose is greater than that short term, allows me to focus on, okay, what's my long-term investment going to look like? Because that money's nice right now, but if if this is not continuing to move forward into my future and my long-term doesn't look like, this, basically, I guess it's hard to put into words what I'm trying to say, but it's,
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. If I don't, if it's not building long-term, then what is the purpose of all of it?
Yeah, what's the point? Like, are we, like, I agree. It's you said it perfectly. It's short-term pain for long-term gain. So yeah, maybe the first couple months or even the first year, you're not where you want to be financially, but keep going. You know what year 2, 3, 4, and 5 is going to look like? The most money you've ever seen in your damn life. So it's short-term pain in order to achieve long-term gain, which is the infinite game. It's abundant possibilities. It's more money and more impact than you've ever seen ever. So yes, it's like, I'm going to suffer a little bit right now, but the payoff is going to be extraordinary.
Oh yeah. No, it's coming. Like I told you, man, I'm literally sitting on the precipice, and I'll go real quick because I do want to start bringing us down here in a minute. This weekend, I have had the most monumental shift. And originally, when I came into 2019, and right when I met Alex, everybody is like, what's your word for this year? Come up with a word for this year, and that's how you focus. So my only word was build. And the whole thing that came to me was build, and I'll do the rest, which was to me, I go by God and the universe. So it was God and the universe going saying, hey, build, and I'll bring the rest to you. So in my mind, it was build these systems. So my podcast, my website, all those systems that we have in place to support everything. So what I came to the conclusion of this weekend was, this whole time I've been looking at it from building of a system. And those are important. Those are things we need. Those are very much vehicles for me to bring my stuff to other people. Yes. But what it really ended up being was build the connections. Because you know what? It's nice to have my podcast. It's nice to have a website. I love that I'm creating my coaching business, but if I don't have the connections and the bridges and the people, then what's the point of those systems, right? So the whole purpose, I figured it out. Build the connections, build the bridges, which I have literally been doing for 4 days. I can't even tell you how many women I have connected with who have connected me with other women who are like, man, I love what you're about. And this is the beautiful thing. Even though they might not be my ideal client, they're like, I know women who are.
Right.
And it's all because I stood in my purpose. But the whole shift came from like, okay, I get it now. It's not in building the systems. The systems are going to come. Those are going to come with it. But once I figure out who it is that I'm serving, when tapping into my purpose, I'll be able to build better systems. But by building my relationships and my connections with those people, now it's starting to come. Now I get it. So build it and I'll bring the rest. And I'm telling you, just tapping into that and tapping into why I'm here to serve those people, literally 180 degree shift within the matter of 2 days. And that's not only what being in the program with you guys has brought me, because Alex, you can testify to how many shifts I've probably entered into just in this program. But being in my purpose alone was the most massive shift. Like figuring out, okay, Ashley, this is the kind of coaching you want to do, because I was able to figure out what kind of coach I wanted to be, which was the inner work coach. And this is the kind of woman that you're going to help, because I was like, oh, I want to help everybody. I can help this person, this person, this person, this person. But trying to help everybody helps nobody.
Amen.
And tapping into the women that I wanted to help has brought me into a larger spectrum of women. And like I said, some women I'm not here to help, but they can help me, and we can actually help each other in other ways. So even though they're not a client, they might be a business connection. Or they might be someone, like I met a woman, I told you, in Newfoundland, and she's like, I'm creating a retreat space for coaches. And literally within 6 months to a year, she's going to have this retreat space. And you know, it's funny. We're talking like another woman in our coaching program. She's doing a retreat, and eventually I want to do a retreat. So it's like all this other stuff comes in once you align your purpose with it. And it's like, that was my big monumental shift. And that's why purpose to me is so important, because without purpose, I know for a fact, like without you guys, without purpose, I might have gotten to this point at some point, but it would have taken me a heck of a lot longer.
Yep.
I would have hit so many more potholes along the way. But yeah, tapping into the purpose and knowing what I was here for created that insane shift. And I just wanted to share, that was my big thing for the weekend, was realizing that my purpose really wasn't building the connections with people, because the systems are lovely. It's great to have a website and a coaching program, and it's great to have all that because you want something for people. But my God, if I don't have people and connections, who's going to listen to my podcast? What's the point of having a site if there's nobody to come to it?
Here's what's really cool. So once again, life is a beautiful both and. So systems are amazing, but who's running the systems? Humans. Humans are running the system. At the end of a chain of all these different things that we create, there's a human somewhere along the path. So it's really cool. You're tapping into both. I'm thinking of like, have you ever seen like a picture of like neuroplasticity? It's like all these little like zaps, and then there's lines between them in like the brain. Yeah. I don't know. I'm envisioning that in my head. But so the little like zappy things are the systems, and then the neural connections are the people that connect all of them. So it's so cool. It's like you're seeing the structure, and then you're seeing how it works and how it flows, and it's through people. So people purpose systems, literally recipe for abundant success for the rest of your damn life.
And I'll give you one more example why it's important, and I talk about people especially. So you remember, I don't know if you remember, but about what was it, 3 weeks ago, when Facebook and Instagram completely crashed for like an entire day?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Everybody lost their mind. But anyways, but what a lot of the social media marketers and stuff that I do tap into, they're like, this is why it's important to not concentrate on the systems, but to know that you have people. Like having had built those connections, they're like, it wouldn't matter if social media completely crashed. I would still have my relationships with the people that I've built. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Mind blown everywhere. Amen, sister. I couldn't have said it more beautifully myself. That was perfectly worded.
All right. So now, because we're getting up to time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, as always, ladies, I like to give you guys takeaways. I think it's really important that you have tangible things that you can do when you leave here so that you can utilize whatever we're talking about in your own life. So in talking about bringing purpose out into the world, I would like you, Alex, to give us some takeaways, because I really think, as much as I love being in purpose, you are definitely much more the authority on it at this moment than me. And I think you have such phenomenal takeaways. So anytime I can give you access to bring out your takeaways, because they're just such big nuggets for me. So if you would give our ladies just a few gems, takeaways that they can utilize to bring purpose out into their life, And then ladies, I'm going to tell you guys I'm going to let Alex tell you how you can find her. And then we're going to wrap it up and bring it, bring a beautiful end to this.
Beautiful. So I think the very first thing, and I feel like this aligns, Ashley, with the transformation that you create for your women, it's honoring the feelings and the thoughts that are coming up for you, right? Like I was talking about before, is there a friend that you're not vibing with that person anymore? Is there a certain thing that you do on the regular and you're not really wanting to do it anymore? Are you finding yourself saying yes to things and you're like, I don't actually want to do that? So the first step in living in purpose is honoring your feelings and honoring your boundaries. So that's where I'm feeling inspired to share where to start, like to tangibly walk away. Like after this episode, I want you to think of things in your life that don't feel fully aligned and don't feel incredibly expansive, and take action to align yourself with things that do. Stop hanging out with the friend. Break up with the boyfriend. Stop going to that happy hour just because you go every Friday after work. Stop saying yes to every single family member that asks you for help, right? Like these are all some things that I went through myself. So give yourself permission to say no so you can say yes to the things that bring you joy and the things that are aligned with your purpose. That's where it all starts, right? It's fun and easy to talk about all these systems and all the exciting part, but for me, the shift was I need to start saying yes and to things that I want and no to things that I don't want. So that's one. And then two, if this is for the ladies that are interested in entrepreneurship, if you are really thinking about or have already start a company and you want to infuse purpose into it, it is time to start surrounding yourself around communities, around support, around mentors that can help you. Do not be a hardhead like I was, because I'm Italian. Do not be a hardhead and think that you have to do it all alone. Please don't. Because one, it's not fun alone. It's so much better doing it with people that believe in what you believe in. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, God, I have this thing inside of me that I want to unleash to the world, I don't know how to do it, go get help. Go get support. If there is someone that you're like, yeah, I've been wanting to hire them, or there's a course you've been wanting to do, or there's a conference you've been wanting to go to, stop making up excuses and go do it. And if you don't feel like you have the resources, switch that mentality to say there are abundant resources out there. I just need to dig and find them.
Oh, yeah.
So those are my two tangible takeaways that I'm feeling inspired to share today that I think could really start shifting you into living a fully purpose-aligned life.
Agreed. Awesome.
Of course you agree.
I know, right? And just speaking on hers, yeah, especially my biggest takeaway is definitely find the community. When I met Alex, I wasn't necessarily having the resources, but I knew that this is what I wanted, and I knew the investment was worth it.
Yeah.
And, it has been more than worth it. I would give, God only knows, any amount to have brought this, but because what I've gained from it is where it has literally has catapulted me. Like I said, it's cut my time and my struggle down. Like I probably would be struggling, but it's literally cut my time, minimize it by, a quarter of the time versus what it probably would have taken me by myself. And having that community has allowed me to see things within myself that have just like spurred my growth on so tremendously. So yeah, my biggest takeaway is definitely find the people that you want to be around. They say you are most like the five people you surround yourself with. It's like the five closest people, those are the people. So if you don't feel like you're where you want to be at in life, take a look at who you surround yourself with. And if it's not where you like, elevate it up. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. At the end of the day, I tell a lot of my friends and people that, I'm kind of coaching on the side. I'm like, man, it's okay to be for yourself first. And it's not selfish. You have to take, when you have to take care of you first. When you get on an airplane, what's the first thing they tell you with the air mask drop? Put yours on first. So it's okay to serve you first, because by serving you first, you can serve other people. So yes, I agree with Alex. Man, be about you and find your community, because you find that community, man, it's going to go it's going to blow your mind what happens.
I think we were designed to do things together. That's why it takes so much longer when we're hardheads and we do it ourselves. And the moment we invest in someone else that can help us and a community, it's like your growth is sped up abundantly.
Well, and just to give some, I know we're getting ready in, but just to give some idea, when businesses want to launch a new program or product under the thing, what is one of the biggest things that they do? It's what's the name of the group? They bring in a group of people to test it out and give feedback.
Beta testers.
So even big companies, they're like, okay, we're going to bring people in and get feedback. So everybody does it. So the sooner you tap into it.
It's amazing.
Yay! So Alex, tell everybody where they can find you. And you guys, I will put all this stuff in the notes. So if anybody's interested in when obviously Alex is tagged to the podcast and everything. So, but Alex, please tell everybody where they can find you so that they know.
So you can just head to purposepioneers.com so you can learn more about our movement and what we're up to and how we can support you as well. And then also I want to give a shout out to my personal website, which I just built myself. So I'm super proud of it. This is for to show off what I speak about and just a little bit more about me, my personal brand. So that's just alexandriaagresta.com. And then I am really big on Facebook. So if that's where you hang out, that is the best place to send me a friend request. We can dive into meaningful conversation. So you could just type in Alex Agresta Purpose and I will pop up right away. And then I'm going to give Ashley the link to put in the podcast notes to our Facebook group. It's called the Purpose Sphere, Coaches Turning Purpose to Profit. And that is our free Facebook community where you can just enter into this conversation and meet incredible people like Ashley and meet other purpose-driven coaches and entrepreneurs. And really it's just a place to cancel out the noise and talk about stuff that matters and have these conscious conversations and just feel at home. So if you were really moved by this conversation, I would be honored to have you in our community. And like I said, I'll give Ashley the link so you can easily just check that out and go request to join.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, before I actually entered into the Purpose Pioneers program, I was in that group when it started. Oh my God. Yeah. I remember when it started.
We had just started it in November, the open facing community.
Isn't it wonderful how the universe works? So I was in it for 4 months before I went in it, and just being able to be in that group alone kept me in so much momentum. I experienced so much growth being in it. So definitely if you guys are on if you're looking for a community, that's definitely the best. I love it. I still interact with it, even though
you're in our paid group going off there, and then you're also in the free one. I'm like, what is up, my sister?
you guys, you have to be here.
Yeah, you're like, do it.
Do it now. No. Okay, you guys. So as always, you guys know, if you want to connect with me, you can find me on my website, www.toughwoman.com. That is TUF. And if anybody ever kind of puts that together, it is for the unfuckwithable. I just can't cuss in my thing,
Yeah, that's true. You're being innovative. You're figuring out a way.
Well, and then iTunes doesn't allow profanity. So we got to get around stuff, Anyways, also, you can find me on Facebook at Ashley Ingram, my personal page. That is generally usually the best place to find me. Alex can tell you I go off over there in such a great way. I love it. That's my people.
I love it. It's
my people. Also, I do have a business page, The Unfuckwithable Woman, which is attached to my personal page. And you can also find me at The Unfuckwithable Woman on Instagram as well. For anyone who does LinkedIn, I'm there under Ashley Ingram. You'll see me there. I like to post about business-related stuff, podcasts, all that other good stuff. And then, of course, you can find me here. If you're listening on iTunes, please go ahead and leave, rate me, review me. I hope you love me, and I hope you love Alex and what we bring. So if you do, please leave me 5 stars. That way I can keep bringing awesome people to you, bringing awesome content. I do love to do this. This makes me happy. So anyways, I think that is all for us today. Also, anybody else, Spotify, all the rest of that, I am also on those as well. So holler at me through that. Alex, is there anything else before we leave?
This was amazing. Thank you for taking action. Thank you for living in your purpose. This is what creates the space to do amazing things like this. And I feel energized. I'm about to go eat some lunch, so I'm stoked.
Chipotle.
And how'd you know? Because I eat it every day.
It's the same thing Thomas says to me when I'm going to go eat some Chipotle now, Ashley.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, this was just amazing. And it's just really inspiring to watch people that I love do things that they love. It's just this beautiful domino effect. So, Ashley, thank you.
And we got to see the universe work, literally.
Yeah, live on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you don't believe in the universe working, I'm going to tell you right now, the universe just worked.
Yeah, like literally live as we were talking about it. So like that's it's all the proof that you need.
Oh my gosh. All right, ladies. So we are going to end this conversation. I am so happy to bring this to you guys. I cannot wait to see you guys next week, Monday at 5. And just because I know this is kind of new with you guys, just a reminder, I'm going down to 3 podcasts a month. This allows me to give you guys more concentrated content, and then it gives me a little bit of a 1 week to kind of rest and come back to you guys refreshed. So 3 Mondays, first 3 Mondays out of the month at 5 p.m. still. That last Monday we won't be there, but I have lots of lovely other content for you guys to dive into for those weeks that I'm not there. So anyways, you guys, thank you guys for joining so much. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And yes, so we're going to peace out, you guys. Alex, you want to end this? Because I love how you end things. So
here it is. Purpose Pioneers out.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.